Hey everyone, ready to dive into the wild world of YouTube again? I know it can feel like every other day there's some new update or hack we're supposed to be chasing.
Right. It's exhausting.
Totally.
Yeah.
So today, we're cutting through the noise. We're going to dissect this vidIQ video, the new way to grow on YouTube in 2024, algorithm changes.
Sounds good.
We're not talking about quick tricks. This is about the stuff that actually makes channels blow up, the fundamentals, you know?
Yeah.
Like what makes those breakout channels really tick.
Right from the start, the video jumps into this idea of YouTube being almost like a zero-sum game.
Oh, interesting.
Like there's only so much audience attention to go around.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, they even quoted a study that basically said the same thing. Even though there's theoretically infinite space for creators, we're all fighting for those eyeballs.
Okay, that does sound a little intimidating, especially if you're just starting out.
For sure.
So how do we deal with that?
Well, the video doesn't say to try and please everyone. Instead, it's all about finding your niche and creating really high-quality content for that specific audience. They even had this example of a channel called The Market Whisperer. They went from basically 0 to like 2 million views on a single video.
Wow.
And they were practically unknown before that.
So it's not just about being the biggest fish in the pond.
Nope.
It's about being the most relevant fish in your little stream.
Exactly. And that kind of leads into the next big thing. Next level ideation.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah. It's saying it's not enough to just brainstorm random video ideas.
Yeah.
You got to be strategic about it. Pick concepts that actually have the potential to take off.
So we're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Not anymore. The video talks about this channel Justico.
Okay.
They recreated a viral video format, right? And it ended up getting them something like 2.5 million views.
Seriously?
Yeah, but they didn't just copy it directly. They used tools like vidIQ to figure out what made the original format so successful.
Smart.
Then they adapted the structure and style to their own niche.
So strategic. Love it. But, okay, before we even get to recreating viral videos, how do we even know what our audience wants in the first place?
That's where understanding your audience comes in. This is huge. It's like, imagine the YouTube algorithm as a matchmaker.
Okay.
It's trying to connect the right videos with the right viewers.
So we need to give the algorithm enough info to play Cupid.
Exactly. You got to develop what the video calls audience profiles.
Okay, and what are those?
Basically, detailed descriptions of groups of people with similar viewing habits and interests. It's all about niching down.
So instead of just like cooking videos, it's more like vegan desserts for busy professionals or something.
Right. Or like budget-friendly one-pot meals for students.
Gotcha. The more specific, the better.
Yep, the algorithm can do its job much better that way. Connect your content with people who actually want to see it.
Starting to see how all these pieces fit together. I like it. The video actually had this audience profile Bible worksheet.
Yeah.
It had all these questions to get you started.
It's super useful. It makes you think about who your audience is.
Yeah.
What are their problems, their goals, even what other channels they watch.
Okay, so we know our niche. We're creating content that resonates, people actually want to watch it. But then how do we actually get people to, well, watch it?
Watch time is key.
Makes sense.
YouTube looks at how long people are watching your videos. The longer they watch, the more YouTube thinks they like it.
Okay, that makes sense. But getting people to actually stay glued to the screen, that's the hard part. What's the secret?
The video talks about this thing called the binge loop.
A binge loop.
Yeah, it's all about linking your videos together.
Okay.
So people will just keep watching.
Interesting.
So we actually break it down into this super simple 3-sentence formula.
Ooh, tell me more about that.
Ali Abdal, you know him.
Yeah.
He uses it all the time.
Okay, so what are the 3 sentences?
First, you have link.
The link.
It connects the current video to the next one. Creates a nice flow.
Smooth.
Then there's the tease.
The tease.
Yep, you got to make them curious about what's coming up in the next video.
So it's like dangling a carrot to keep them hooked.
Exactly. And last but not least, the call to action.
Classic.
You just straight up tell them to click on that next video.
Smart. It's like a chain reaction of engagement.
Right.
But planning out all these interconnected videos, that sounds like a lot of work.
It's definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
But even a basic plan can make a big difference. Boost that watch time.
Okay, noted. Binge loops on the to-do list. Now, what about this whole golden vein thing I keep hearing about?
Now that's where things get really interesting. It's about finding a video format that works really well for you and then just doing more of it.
So like repeating yourself. Wouldn't that get old?
A lot of people think that. but the video actually encourages it. They say it's about honing your winning formula.
So it's not about making the same video over and over, but mastering the format that gets results.
Exactly. They use Ryan Trahan as an example.
Oh yeah, I love Ryan Trahan.
His channel really blew up when he switched to this challenge-style format.
So he found something that worked and just went with it.
Yep, that's the golden vein in action.
Okay, but how do we find our own YouTube gold? Where do we even start?
The video says start by looking at similar channels to yours,
Okay,
like 5 to 10 of them.
gotcha.
Check out their top performing videos.
So it's like competitive research, but for creative inspiration?
Exactly. See what formats are working for them,
Okay.
and then start experimenting with those on your own channel.
Test and see what sticks.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And when you find a video that does way better than the others,
like an outlier.
that's a sign you might have struck gold. You got to commit to that format and keep refining it.
So don't be afraid to repeat yourself if it's working.
Nope. And who knows, you might even find multiple golden veins along the way.
Multiple golden veins. Okay, I like where this is going.
Right.
Lots of content ideas to be mined there.
And the journey doesn't stop there. The video says always be looking for new and interesting ways to keep your audience engaged.
This is all so insightful. It feels like we're just scratching the surface of YouTube success.
Oh, we are. And in the next part, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of making those irresistible videos, the ones that people just can't stop watching.
I can't wait. Stay tuned, everyone, because it's about to get even more exciting.
For sure.
All right, we're back. I'm already amazed at how much we've learned from this vidIQ video.
Right. It really shows that success on YouTube isn't just about understanding how the algorithm works, but how people use it.
Yeah, you can get so caught up in the technical stuff, but we're making these videos for actual humans.
Exactly. And this next part really digs into that. It's about making videos that connect with people.
And I'm guessing the algorithm too.
Of course. It's all about finding that sweet spot between optimizing for the algorithm and keeping things engaging.
Because a video that ranks high but nobody actually enjoys is kind of pointless, right?
Totally. The video talks about shifting your mindset from just creating videos to crafting experiences.
Crafting experiences. Okay, I like that. It's a lot more intentional, but what does that actually mean?
Well, you got to think beyond the content itself. You're thinking about the whole experience for the viewer, for the moment they click to the very end.
Okay, so it's like designing a whole journey for them.
Precisely. And the video highlights 3 main things to focus on: hooks, structure, and pacing.
Okay, let's start with hooks. Why are those so important?
Think of it like your opening line when you meet someone new.
Okay.
You've only got a few seconds to grab their attention. Make them want to stick around.
It's like that first impression that decides whether they want to keep talking to you or not.
Exactly. And on YouTube, there's so much content out there. Those first few seconds are crucial.
So how do we make a killer hook?
The video had some good suggestions. You could start with a bold statement, maybe ask a thought-provoking question, or even jump straight into the most visually exciting part of your video.
So it's about making people feel like, whoa, I don't want to miss this.
Right. You got to get them curious, make them want to see what happens next.
Okay, hooks, check. What about structure? How does that play into all this?
It's all about guiding the viewer.
Uh-huh.
Make sure the information flows in a way that makes sense and helps people get the main points.
Yeah, I can definitely see how that would be important, especially for those longer videos.
Absolutely. They suggest breaking your content into sections, kind of like chapters in a book.
Okay, so instead of just one big long video, you're giving it some breaks and transitions.
Yep, and you can even use things like title cards or animations to make those shifts really clear.
Oh, that's a good tip. And speaking of keeping things moving, what about pacing?
Pacing is the rhythm of your video.
Okay.
You know, it's about how you balance the information with the entertainment and all the visual stuff. Gonna keep people interested.
You know, it's funny, I think about that sometimes. Like, I'm trying to find the right beat for the video, making sure it doesn't drag or feel too rushed.
It's a great way to think about it. The video recommends changing at the pace as you go.
Okay.
Sometimes you might have a super fast-paced part, and other times you might slow things down a bit.
Like a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's about keeping things dynamic, keep people on the edge of their seats.
Okay, so we've got hooks, structure, pacing, anything else we can do to keep those viewers glued to the screen.
Well, there's this cool concept they talk about called pattern interrupts.
Pattern interrupts. Okay, I'm intrigued. What are those?
They're basically these unexpected changes you throw in.
Uh-huh.
It breaks up that predictable flow and brings people back in.
So like little surprises to stop people from zoning out.
Exactly. Our brains are wired to love novelty.
Right.
So when something unexpected happens, we perk right up.
It's like those plot twists in a book that make you sit up and pay attention.
Exactly. It's the same idea.
Okay, so how do we use those pattern interrupts in our videos?
You can try jump cuts. That creates a lot of energy.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Or use B-roll footage to add some visual interest.
Okay, like behind the scenes stuff or visuals that relate to what you're talking about.
Oh, exactly. It's way better than just watching a talking head the whole time.
For sure.
And you can play with different camera angles, sound effects, even use text on screen.
So it's about keeping things visually interesting, keeping it fresh.
You got it. And the cool thing is you can get really creative with it.
Yeah, I like that. It's amazing how much thought goes into making these videos truly engaging.
It is. It's a craft. But if you get it right, the payoff is huge. People will watch more, and they'll be more interested in what you have to say.
Which brings us to the next step. Making sure people can actually find these awesome videos we're making.
Right. YouTube SEO, here we come.
That's right. Time to unlock the secrets of search. And we're back, ready to tackle the beast that is YouTube SEO.
It doesn't have to be a beast. The vidIQ video breaks down pretty well.
Okay, that's good to hear because sometimes SEO feels like, I don't know, trying to solve a puzzle in a language I don't even understand.
I get it.
But we got to figure it out if we want people to actually find our videos, right?
Exactly. Think of SEO as like a bridge, connecting your content with the people searching for it.
So it's not just about making good videos, it's about making sure people can actually find those videos.
Right. You got to help the algorithm understand what your videos are about.
Okay, so it can recommend them to the right people. Makes sense. But where do we even begin?
Keywords are a good place to start.
Okay, keywords. What are those again? Remind me.
They're the words and phrases people type into YouTube when they're looking for stuff.
So like if I want to learn how to make sourdough bread, I might search for sourdough recipe or easy sourdough tutorial.
Exactly. And as creators, we need to figure out which keywords are relevant to our videos and use them strategically.
Okay, but I'm guessing there's more to it than just throwing keywords in there randomly.
You got it. It's not just about sprinkling them in like magic fairy dust. The video talks about using keyword research tools.
Okay.
Like vidIQ has one. It helps you find out what people are actually searching for.
So you can see what's popular, what people are actually interested in?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can see how much competition there is for different keywords, find related keywords you might not have thought of.
So we've done our keyword research, we've got our list of targets. What do we do with them?
You gotta put them in your video's metadata.
Metadata.
Yeah.
Is that where the SEO magic happens?
It's a big part of it, for sure.
Okay.
It's all the behind-the-scenes information that tells YouTube what your video's about.
So we're basically giving YouTube a cheat sheet.
Yep, the title, the description, tags, that's all metadata.
Gotcha. So if we use our keywords strategically in those spots, our video is more likely to show up in the right searches.
Exactly.
Keywords, check. Now what about titles? Those are important.
Super important.
Yeah.
It's often the first thing people see when they're looking at videos on YouTube.
So it's got to be good.
It's like the headline of a news article, you know?
Yeah.
It's got to grab their attention.
Make them want to click.
Exactly. The video actually breaks down a good YouTube title into 3 parts.
Okay, I'm ready. Hit me with those 3 parts.
First, it's got to be clear.
Clear. Okay. Meaning it tells people exactly what the video is about.
Yep, no clickbait, no tricks.
Yep.
And you want to put your main keyword as close to the beginning as possible.
So people know what they're getting into right away. Got it. What's the second part?
It's got to have your keyword in it, obviously.
Right, of course.
And third, it's got to be interesting.
Compelling. Make people actually want to watch.
Yep, you don't want to just stuff keywords in there, make it sound like a robot wrote it. You got to have some personality.
Right, make it sound like you. Okay, so clear, keyword, compelling. Got it.
Right.
What about descriptions? How important are those?
Well, the title's like a quick glance. The description gives people more detail.
Okay.
It's like the back of a book.
Where they give you a little taste of what the story's about?
Yeah, exactly. A good description can convince people to click, and it can also help your video rank higher in search.
Okay, so what makes a good YouTube description?
You got to start with a clear summary of the video.
Okay.
Little elevator pitch, tell people what they'll get out of watching. And you got to use those keywords again.
Right, of course.
And don't forget calls to action.
Yes. Gotta tell people to like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
It's how you build that connection with your viewers. And here's a bonus tip from the video. Use timestamps.
Timestamps. Okay, what are those?
You know those little markers that let people jump to specific parts of the video?
Oh, right. That's smart. Makes it easier for people to find what they're looking for.
Exactly. And it can actually lead to longer watch times. People can just skip to the parts they want to see.
It's like we're giving our videos a table of contents. Love it. Wow, this is all super helpful. I'm feeling a lot more confident about YouTube SEO now.
That's great to hear. Just remember, it's a learning process. YouTube's always changing, so you got to stay up to date.
Keep learning, keep experimenting.
Exactly.
Well, this has been an awesome deep dive.
Yeah, it has.
We covered a ton of ground, but I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
There's always more to learn about YouTube.
That's for sure. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll catch you in the next one.
See you then.